Alright. I think I'm gonna hop into some questions I've had written down. I'm. This is just all this stuff is pretty crazy, and I know it's been hard on you, and I bet it's hard on Alex. I'm surprised he even posted a video a couple days ago. So, one of the questions I wanted to ask, so was it this the voice recordings, or was it also the Snapchat screenshots? Do you know about the Snapchat screenshots, right?
Yeah,
Are those also with you interacting with him as well?
yeah, all
Oh,
of that is me and him.
okay. I just wanted to clarify that real quick. Um, so in the beginning, it was just you wanted to talk to him about the game and how you really enjoyed the game, right?
Not really. I was just talking to him about like how I liked it when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't really interested in the game. I didn't keep up with it over the years. I just remembered that he had a good sense of humor in his videos, and
Yeah.
I wanted to reach out to him.
So what like was it just random one day, or was it like something that like happened, like you were watching, like say like a Markiplier video, or it popped up on your feed and that made you want to contact him? What was the main thing that made you want to go out of way to contact Alex?
A TikTok of him saying yes, Queen, as a VTuber with the model of one of the bullies.
Mm-hmm. So the TikTok video was that, and then you were. What was the time frame? I actually don't remember the time frame. So what was the time frame you were talking to him at?
Um, I don't remember exact dates, but it was a little bit before the end of my sophomore year, up until the start of this school year.
So
So,
little
a
under a
little
year
bit
or so.
before that, all of summer, not a little under a year, I would say a a couple months.
A couple months.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were talking to him for about a couple months, and in that time, how frequent were you talking to Alex? Like in those 2 months, was it every day? Was it every other day?
It was every day sometimes, or if he was really busy one week, then sometimes it would be a couple days in between. It wasn't very consistent, but for the most part, it averaged out to about every other day.
Every other day. Okay. And in these conversations about every other day, with the screenshots in the voice messages that did leak, most of them were clipped by Ali, made to look worse and very sexual. Were most of your conversations that like that, or were they more tame and more just like on a peer to peer, friend to friend, just talking?
Friendly stuff. I would send him TikToks about like Roblox and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and we would talk about regular things.
Did you only? Oh yeah, this was a good question here. What started the conversation between you and Allie? What was like the first interaction that made you want to talk to Allie? Was there like um, anything that did Alex make you feel weird, or was it just like you were talking to her and you ended up talking about, oh, I talked to YandereDev, or what was that?
Okay, he said some really iffy things, and a little bit after I started talking to him, I Googled his name,
Mm-hmm.
and what showed up was a bunch of videos of his alleged grooming of a 14-year-old, and I was like, oh, damn, that's intense. So, started recording.
Which that totally makes perfect sense now that you say that, because I was just like, why would she be talking to Ali, this YouTuber, out of the blue and have these recordings? And he even specifies in the video, he must have said something off that him made you want to record the
He
the
was saying
conversations.
stuff. He was saying very red flaggy things. He was like his pedophile math, he was doing that a lot, and I was like,
So he
this
was trying to
combined with,
justify him talking to you, even if though
uh,
it was like platonic.
And that combined with the alleged 14-year-old, I was like, yikes, this guy might be a creep. And Ali was the only female YouTuber who I could find who was talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
In hindsight, definitely should have texted Kalimara instead, but yeah.
You don't feel like you were groomed or or traumatized in this instance of talking to him, do you?
No. Him talking to me, he was a little bit weird, but like I'm fine.
Yeah. So it was just
Okay.
more the fact that he kind of just like creeped you out. Do you think he had like other intentions rather than just being friends?
Um no, not really intentions. He's just kind of really stupid and he does a lot of stupid things. He's socially inept, so anytime he has the opportunity to make a mistake, he makes it.
Yeah, I mean, there's that part of me that just wants to say, yeah, that's like a good way of like looking at it, but at the same time, there's only so far that can get a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he should have been taught to socialize. He didn't go to high school, so he doesn't know when girls are creeped out by him.
Um,
Yeah, he was homeschooled. I think it's really obvious.
yeah, that is pretty obvious. And did I don't know remember did he have was he diagnosed with anything that makes it so? Does he have autism as well? Like make it hard for him socially?
So he's not diagnosed. I'm diagnosed, and I went over my packet of like how I was diagnosed, what I scored on every test,
Mm-hmm.
and then I redid those tests with him because I have copies of them in my packet, like they're all stapled together.
Yeah.
And he scored a little bit higher than me, so he if he would take a packet with those scores into a psychiatrist's office, he would get diagnosed.
Okay. So I mean, that makes it a little bit more like puts more into perspective. But it's the same thing as like you looked into this before, where he's had this kind of. This was also a question I was going to ask you was the repeated behavior where he has supposedly done this before, allegedly done this before. Do you, like looking at that? Do you feel now like maybe he like was just is it just being weird or is it like you know I don't know how else to like explain it like because it seems like in the research I've done with like into him a little bit and the stuff he said to other minors and the grooming of a 14-year-old supposedly it I don't know, this situation just seems odd.
It's really odd. He's got something wrong with him. He okay, I don't believe that Sisef's was real. I've watched all the videos on it and then I heard him talk about it and it's he if the picture of Sisef's oh my god, I don't even know. That's a 20-year-old woman in pigtails. I I genuinely I do not believe that she exists because that just the pictures that were like evidence are
Yeah.
not that's a 20-year-old woman. I don't care if there are pigtails. That's a grown woman. I get that some people hit puberty early, but no. Not with that sun damage. She would have to be outside 24 hours. Like there's no way that that's a child. Maybe I'm just being really judgy and rude, but I don't think
Who
that
knows?
she's real because there's no substantial evidence, and that picture really is not a kid. It's not a 14-year-old. 14-year-olds don't look like that.
Well, what
And
about the like the responses he made? Where I mean, he does kind of touch on it in his video, where the responses he made were like about the situation because he didn't like up forward talk about it right away. He kind of like did later on, and then like kind of made it weirder for him. You know what I mean?
he's stupid. Like
So
there's no other way for me to put it. He doesn't know how to talk.
Hello, I'm back.
what's up, Burn?
Yo.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you this question. it may be a little bit weird.
The-
Hold on. Let me get to it. In the video in Allie's video, when she went over your the voice memos, at one point his dick was mentioned. Did he show his dick to you? Because there's multiple things
No,
like my dick is this small.
no.
Does my
Okay.
dick look normal?
So, no, he was not asking if it looked normal. He asked if it was a normal size. We were talking about our types in guys. Well,
Okay.
I was like, I
His
don't like
types in
guys
guys.
either.
I'm
So,
sorry. I
his
needed to
types
lighten the
and
mood a little
girls.
bit.
So, we were talking about our types, and he made a comment where he was like, well, mine is this big, and then asked me,
Mm.
I think what I thought about that, and I said something like, I'm not the penis expert. So he,
Uh-oh.
it was it was weird,
Oh.
Okay.
really weird, like a little bit more than weird. It was kind of
Like, I'm, like, cringing
icky.
hard as fuck
That's
just
Yeah,
hearing
this
it.
is why it was hard. Like this is why I had to bring it up because, there was like an implication in the video that Allie made that cameras were on because he was like, "Oh, you look so cute."
he never turned on his camera.
He never
He
turned on his camera.
refused
Okay.
because he thought he would look too old for me because
I mean,
he's
he is.
old.
It-
Let's be
In
honest,
all
he is.
fairness, yeah.
Because he's like old and wrinkly and stuff.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay. So, but it is weird that he brought up like my size is this. What do you
Yeah,
think about it?
yeah, no, that's weird for sure, but I don't know. I mean, I said weirder.
I mean, to be fair though, you are
Wait, no, I
the
remember
minor
what
in
it
this
was.
instance.
Okay, we were talking about our types after to that what was leading up to that conversation. Um, I brought back up a previous conversation that we had had in our very first VC. I said I would stick my dick in a jar of peanut butter if I had one. And then I brought that back up at some point, and then we were talking about that too,
Okay.
because I didn't remember the conversation, because I was high out of my mind. So I don't have the greatest memory of the first talk. I
Okay.
wouldn't even have remembered that we spoke if I didn't record it. So I brought that back up and we were talking about our first VC and I was talking about my type. So it wasn't
Well,
like super weird. It had context. I don't know if the context makes it any better, but he wasn't trying to hit on me. He was just stating a fact that he should not have been stating to a 16-year-old.
This seems like a lot of what he said. See, that's why like, I'm sorry. It just comes like, for me, it's like, even like at the end of my video with like some of the screenshots that I saw and the stuff he was saying, it makes it hard to believe that there
mm,
was no bad intentions. You know what I mean? Those are not
I
things you say
get
normally. You know.
I get why, because those absolutely are not things that you say normally, but he wasn't trying to flirt with me. He was just bragging to the wrong person. Like, I hear guys at lunch tables bragging about their size to each other all the time. So when he says that he spoke to me like I was one of the guys, I can see why he thought that, but I'm not a guy. I'm a 16-year-old girl.
Wait,
mm.
he saw it like what? Wait, repeat that again. I'm sorry.
He stated in his original blog post about it that he spoke to me like I was one of the guys. And he kind of did, but I'm not a guy, so it came off as the weirdest possible thing he could ever say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't like, I don't know. Like, I don't agree with the excuse that like I saw her as a bro or I saw her as just like one of the friends. So I was talking about this and that. I don't know. And like, he even tried to say like, it's been 10 years. I've been in the house. I only been out of the house like a couple times or a few times. Yada yada yada. But like, I don't know if I just wouldn't be the type of person that I'm like, well, I'm so desperate for attention, I'm gonna say like sexual stuff to a minor.
Literally, yeah, no, exactly. That's why I was so weird about it. It's like, I get why, I don't get why. I understand his thought process, but I can't wrap my head around how he rationalized that. I know
No.
what he's saying, I just can't comprehend it because what kind of adult man does that? He's stupid. That's like, he's just stupid.
So, are you still talking to Alex currently?
About some stuff, like when a YouTuber reaches out to me, I'll be like, hey, did they reach out to you too? And that kind of stuff. And when people make videos about him, I'll send it to him so that he's up to date with it.
Okay. So,
So it's only about
But
YouTube drama. We don't talk casually anymore for
okay,
obvious reasons.
okay. As I was about to say, like, why even keep contact at all? You know, but
that
yeah.
makes sense. So, um, yeah, I didn't reach out to him because I didn't think he would respond to me. I don't know. I'm kind of like
He
a lowly
will.
YouTuber, so I never really expect him to respond to me. I didn't even expect you to
Oh.
really respond to me, so it's
Oh.
cool that you did. I appreciate you coming on and answering some of these questions.
I mean, I wasn't here for the first half, but so if I ask anything that's already been asked, just tell me. But like, first off the gate, like I don't like I see it on the screen here. But did you actually write this letter, to, like this statement?
The statement, yeah, that was written by me. He did make a few suggestions for changes that I should make, but I didn't take them all.
Okay,
And all he did was change his word choice. Actually, I have the originals.
you have the
I
original.
will, yeah, I'll
Like,
send those
okay, well, he shouldn't even making these implications anyway. It's a statement from you. My opinion, he shouldn't.
real.
He shouldn't have any like, oh, don't put this in it. Don't say like, oh, look at this. Don't like the statement should be like clear without any interference. If he was really a creep, which I still wasn't sure of. Like, why would he add some of these things to make him look? To me, like the add things that he's adding is making him look better than like what you like
They
originally play.
are making him look better, but I was fine with that as long as most of it was still my own words. But this is the original.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's
looking.
still, it's basically the same thing.
I don't think Echo gave a clear question to you, so I'm gonna make a better question. Who
Okay.
contacted who? Did you contact Allie, or did Allie contact you?
I contacted Allie. Yeah. It was more so like if he's a creep and she was like, he is a creep. So,
So she was already pressuring you to release things.
yeah, there were some screenshots of when I was telling her not to release it, and she was like, but all of the YouTube community were depending on you. He needs to be stopped. Imagine all the victims. And I was like, oh,
Imagine all the
wow.
victims.
Um,
To be
like,
honest, YandereDev is just a lol cow. He's nothing more. Like, there's nothing. He's not even relevant. You know what I mean? So like,
no, there are no other victims. Like all of the girls who were DMing me, like, I'm a victim of grooming too, would send me their DMs, and it was like him saying pat pat to them. Like it's not grooming. It's weird. It's gross, but he's not grooming you. You're just
yeah,
talking.
yeah,
Or
I agree.
like stuff about them sending him selfies and he, yeah, no, like it's just stupid. People willingly spoke to him that way and he would respond, and they didn't even have a full conversation.
Okay, okay.
So there aren't any other victims. That's why I made that statement, the only victim, because there aren't any others. I spoke to the people who claimed to be them, and they just aren't.
Do you feel? I'm not. This is kind of being like an ask question on me. Do you feel regretful giving evidence to Allie?
Oh, 100%. She's crazy. Or I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Oh God, because it's live. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's okay. I
She's
could take down the VOD and I can edit this down if you like.
no, it's whatever. Because
Okay.
no, she's crazy. She's cr She had been in a community called r/Osana.
Mm-hmm.
They are psychopaths. Like, the amount of gore that they send me every time I defend Alex, and the amount of, like, infant, stuff,
Oh, hold on. What do you mean by infant stuff?
like,
Like
people putting things where
babies?
they, yeah.
Okay.
Arosana does. The people in that subreddit are crazy, deplorable sociopaths.
I do have this question. So I'm looking at your profile on Twitter or X now. Why did you choose to name yourself
I
YandereDevs
already went.
Victim?
I
Yeah,
already went through that
I
too.
did. I didn't ask that. That was because it's a little bit funny because I put on like quote unquote victim because if you don't feel like you were, um, um, like groomed or traumatized in this instance, I was like, you're not really a like a victim. Do you
Yeah.
say you would
Well,
say?
everyone's calling me that, and I didn't know how else to get recognized quickly. So I set it to
Okay.
that, but like, I'm not really a victim. I'm fine. Well, I'm not fine. What Alex did, I was fine. What his haters are doing, which is crazy that his haters are harassing me, what they're doing is not fine.
I agree.
Also,
Hmm.
yeah, no, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. Like, I hate pedophiles, but I have this stuff downloaded.
Yeah, I got that on a hard drive, brother. Ready to go when someone insults me. Here's an 8-year-old
Yeah,
bitch.
literally,
Dude, the
it's
internet
so
is so
funny.
fucking crazy. I hate it.
The internet is like a gift, but also an extreme curse.
And can I ask you something? How old are you?
I'm 16 right now.
You're 16.
Yeah, this is
Um,
YandereDevs victim. Let's put it like that.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, I do have to ask, yeah, when I heard about this story, what I'm more actually aggravated is from both sides because it's not right for one person to talk to you like that, and I don't like how Allie was doing, trying to make you gather more evidence, and I found that really
Well, she wasn't
problematic.
making me. Also, I do have to clarify. She wasn't making me. She was
Hmm.
just like, you can stop if you're not comfortable, but the stuff that we have might not be enough. So
Oh,
So
so
keep
she was
So
going.
like,
so wait so what was the end game point? What, just to prove that he was talking to you?
to prove that he was trying to diddle a minor.
Did you know when Alex planned to post this video? Did you know preemptively that he was going to talk about this?
Yeah, I did. We worked on it a little bit together to help him clarify some things because originally it was a little bit more victim blamey, and I was like, Alex, is that true? And he was like, well, that's how I felt. And I was like, yeah, well, how you feel doesn't exactly line up with what happened. So we
Oh,
adjusted some things.
that's what. Okay, okay. That's what kind of reminds me of the one of the screenshots of the Snapchat. Let me see if I can get it up real quick. You are the one traumatizing me. I'm sorry, and she's just like, I'm sorry. And then he was like, this here is trauma. This is abuse. This is power imbalance. I'm being emotionally abused by you. And she just says, I'm 16. And then he's
Based.
like, he said, you have this massive blackmail over me. She said, you're
how was
35.
that? Yeah, dude, dude,
Yeah,
what
you said
what
it
the
how
fuck
it
is
is.
wrong with this
That was a
Did
asshole?
you look?
pretty
So
nice.
hold on. Okay,
Oh my
okay.
god.
So you said that you kind of worked with it. You kind of worked on the video with him. Did you suggest him like proving any of his statements, or was he just that stupid not to like prove any statements that he was making?
I suggested it, and he was like, no, I don't want to show those. And then
The
I told him to
evidence?
put on a hat. Yeah, and I
Oh,
told him to
man.
put on the hat. That was all me. That was my idea.
You,
That was
so
a
like
good.
you gave him suggestion to like actually prove his statements, and he was like, "Nah, fuck that. I'd rather just ruin my life."
No, okay. Okay, so the thing was, I was like, hey, you should show some screenshots of the stuff that you said to me so you can add context and clear things up and take accountability. And he was like,
What accountability?
no,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. In his
Why?
weird monotone voice.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
and
doesn't make a lot
monotone
of sense.
voice. Hold on. His flirty voice is way different than his public statement voice.
Oh
He was more
yeah.
clear, but like "you're so cute" is like the gayest thing I've ever heard from someone.
If you
But
don't want to be called cute, then stop being so cute.
yeah, that. But
Hmm.
like in his video, he's making like he's acting like a human being. You know, he's got that autism turned down a bit.
Yeah.
But like
I like that he can just turn it off when it's convenient.
See,
that's what I
that's
mean.
what I'm
That's what I
saying.
mean.
I'm sorry,
That's,
but this
but
a lot of
that's
this
what I
shit
like. I'm
sucks.
trying to get.
Well, alrighty, guys, that's the end of this video, and I just want to say thank you for anybody that's made it this far in this video. It's been a long one, and it was truly interesting call that I had with YandereDevs Victim, and I hope that these answer some of your questions about the situation. And if you have any questions that you think I should have asked, put them down in the comments for me, and I'll try to get back to those. Well, alrighty, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.